Hello people, you're welcome to my channel. I remain your one and only Emcee Bernardinho. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Okay, today I'll be telling you about what are the 7 basic things that you need to put in place on your first week of arrival in Canada. And don't forget, the segment we introduced last week. Think about it. Stay tuned.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome to my channel once again. Don't forget our disclaimer. Everything I say on this channel, they are my view, they are my opinion, and they are based on my research. Nobody is paying me to do this. Okay, the number one thing you need to put in place on your first week of arrival is your social insurance number, your SIN number. It is very paramount, it is very essential. It is more like your new name in Canada. Everything you do in Canada is attached to that. Your working, your taxing system, everything is attached to this SIN number. It is very important. Keep this number safe. Keep it safe, keep it to yourself. You don't need to share it with anybody. It is a 9-digit number. It either start with a 9 or start with a 5. It starts with a 9 for those that are on temporary residence in Canada. But if you're on a permanent resident or you're a citizen, it starts with 5. How do you get this number? All you need to do is go to the nearest Service Canada near you. Check it on Google. Go there. Within 30 minutes, you get it done. What are the requirements? You need your study permit or your work permit, and also you need your international passport. With this, go to the nearest Service Canada and get your SIN number. It is very important because it is just like your name. Like I said earlier on, everything you do is attached to this number. Number 2, globally, Canada is still among the few countries around the world that has a free health system. You might want to tap into that. So if you're a newcomer in Canada and you're probably here on an international study visa, what you need to do is liaise with your school, because when you pay your tuition fee, you must have paid for the insurance, health insurance. So communicate with your school and they will put you across how you go about that. But if you come into Canada on a work permit or as a permanent resident holder, you need to apply for your health card right away because it is very important for you and for your family. How do you go about it? It depends on the province you are. So if you're in Ontario, they have their own health system. In Ontario, what you need to do is go to the nearest Service Ontario near you. And when you get there, you apply for your health card. In Ontario, your health coverage starts 90 days after your registration. 90 days. So you want to do it just immediately you enter Canada, you land in Canada. Okay, what are the requirements for you to take along with you when you're going to Service Ontario? 1, you need to go with your work permit or your proof of permanent residence and your international passport. These are very important. You go there and you register for it, and after 90 days, your coverage begins. But I would like to advise you, it is better for you within the 90 days. You don't know what might happen. You might want to register for some of this insurance on a day-to-day insurance, right? It's very cheap, relatively between $5 or $10. You register for a day-to-day insurance within that 90 days so that you can be covered, you and your family, you are secured. And after 90 days, they will mail through your email, to your mailing address, they will mail your health card to you, and you're entitled to free medical care as far as Canada is concerned. Isn't that interesting? Number 3. Among the basic things that you're entitled to in this life is shelter. Accommodation is very important. As a newcomer in Canada, you need to secure your accommodation. It is very important for you and your family. How do you go about that? You might want to look at various options. On your first week in arrival, you might want to probably lodge in a hotel or you get Airbnb. It depends on what you want. And in order for you to rent a house, you have various options. You can either rent a basement, a condo, or an apartment. It depends on you. Averagely, for a 1-room, you'll be looking at maybe $500 to $600. For a 1-bedroom, you'll be looking at averagely between $850 to $950 per month. And for a 2 or 3 bedroom, you might be looking at the range of between $1,200 to $1,500 per month. In Canada, the way the rent is being paid is you pay when you want to begin your rent, you pay twice. You pay for the first month and for the last month. That's what the landlord wants. You have to pay for the first month and for the last month, and subsequently you pay monthly. It is very important to know that. Also, some of the landlords, they require you to sign a lease agreement. So the lease agreement is that attach yourself to a contract for a 1-year lease period. So within that 1 year, you cannot tell the landlord, oh, I want to quit this premise. Probably most of those landlords, they don't honor that. Another thing is that, note, it's not that they are collecting rent for that 1 year, but rather they are seeking your commitment for that 1 year period. You want to know that. In addition to that, majority of this landlord, they always ask for proof of fund because they want to be sure that you're working and you can actually pay the rent, not just the first rent but subsequent rent. So they might be asking you for proof of fund, your pay slip and the rest of them. So as a newcomer, you might be having difficulty with this, but I will tell you, try to convince the landlord by trying to tell him or her that you will always abide by the rules and terms and pay the rent. And also, if they don't agree, you might want to seek another landlord and keep searching. So how do you search for these houses? There are various options as far as Canada is concerned. You can actually look it up on Kijiji, Craigslist, View It. Depends on the province you are. Every province, they have their own website. Go on the website and search for the particular house that you're looking for, and you'll be okay with that. Also, for those of you that are coming with a lot of money and you want to just buy your house outrightly, that's fine. All you need to do is consult any realtor of your choice and tell them what you want, and they will look for the house for you. And before you know it, you're good to go. And that's that with accommodation. Number 4, driver's license. Driver's license is very important because it serves as a means of identification and it also helps you to get behind the wheels. How do you go about it? Canada has signed agreement pact with some countries that allows you to come into Canada and just exchange your international driver's license with the Canada one. Some countries like Australia, England, Commonwealth nations countries, South Africa. All you need to do is bring your international driver's license and you swap it with the Canadian one, and that's it. But if you are unfortunate not to come from these countries, what you need to do is this. You need to go register for your G1. Your G1 test is a rule and sign test. 20 questions on rule, 20 questions on sign. You need to make 80% in order for you to pass the exam. So once you pass that exam, you register for your G2. Your G2 is your road test. So you go with the examiner on the day and you go show your driving skills. Don't be nervous. So once you pass your G2 license, you get a G2 license and you're good to go. You start driving. Note, you cannot drive with a G1 license. There's a rule governing that. But with your G2 license, you can drive. The paramount and the major license is the G license. After driving for a while, you can go for your G license. So G license, basically, you have to be very good driving on the highway. So on that day, you fix your date, pay the registration money, and you go with the examiner on the highway and you show your driving skills. So note this, it's not after your G1, you might skip the G2. It depends on your driving experience. If internationally you have driving experience that you can prove through your embassy in Canada, you can actually skip the G2 and just go for your G license right away. It is very cheap for you to go for your G license right away and get it because insurance-wise, you tend to pay lower. So I advise you, do it as fast as possible. Get your G1, get your G2, and get your Paramount G license. It is very important because the weather in Canada is not smiling. I'll be putting in this video in the link down below how you can actually go about that, the website you need to visit in order for you to get your G license. Number 5, phone number. Communication is key and it is very important. For a newcomer, you might want to communicate with your family to tell them, oh, I've landed in Canada and the rest of it, connect with friends. So that is why phone is very important. So I advise you, when you're coming internationally, come with your phone. As far as your phone is good and it's a smartphone, come with it. Reason being that when you come into Canada, you can actually avoid going into contract, buying a phone and going into contract. They're tying you down for like 1 year or 2 years. I don't want you to do that. Once you come with your phone, all you need is the SIM card and you're good to go. I also want to advise you, avoid going with the big 3 telecommunication giants in Canada because financial-wise can be daunting on your pocket. Avoid Telus, avoid Bell, and avoid Rogers. Averagely, if you go with them, you'll be paying like $60 to $90 every month. You don't want to pay that huge because you're new in Canada. So you might be going with the more cheaper network like Kudo, Fido, Freedom, Charter, and the rest of them. You'll be looking at between $30 to $50 every month, and you're good with that as far as you have your phone. So try as much as possible to get this done. Get your phone, bring it when you're coming into Canada, and just get this cheap plan, and you're good to go. And also avoid tying yourself to any unnecessary contract. Any contract they bring to you, read the terms and conditions very well. Let them explain it to you before you sign it because it is very important. Number 6, bank account. As a newcomer in Canada, I know you want to perform some transaction, and that is why you need a bank account. In Canada, we have the checking account and we have the savings account. So, as a newcomer in Canada, you need to ask for a newcomer package because that exempts you from paying for the use of your checking account. So that exempts you for a period of 1 year. And I always advise, go with the big bank because they have this package. big bank in terms of TD, RBC, BMO, and CIBC. And also it depends on the province that you landed. So go with them, tell them you're a newcomer, and they offer you this new package account that exempts you from all these payments. Also, what are the requirements you need? You need your international passport and you need your social insurance number. That is why the social insurance number is very important. Walk in there, and with this requirement, you're good to go. Also, I would like to advise you, make sure you read the terms and conditions of the bank account you're opening. Let them explain it to you before you cross the T's and you dot the I's. It is very important. Also, Canada being a credit organized system, they might offer you credit card. I will not say you should not collect it, but you have to be very careful because you need to build your credit system in order for you to buy a house and do the rest of things. But make sure that you are very prudent and very wise with the credit offer you are giving and the one you offer and the one you accept. Number 7, transportation. It is key because the weather situation in Canada is not smiling. So you might want to look into the option of getting that sorted out as soon as possible. So we have the public transport system in Canada, which is efficient. Depends on the province you are, everything is okay. So what you need to do is either you get the daily pass, which is between $3.50 to $4, or you do the monthly pass, which is within the range of $120 to $150. Okay, so with that, you can always hop into the bus and go to wherever you want to go as soon and as fast as you want to do. Another option you have is you can actually take Uber, Lyft, or take any taxi. With that, it's expensive as compared to the public transport, but with that, you can also get to where you want to go as fast as possible. For those of you that are looking into the option of getting a used car, you might want to visit Kijiji, Craigslist, Auto Trader. With that, you can see a very good car, liaise with the car owner, test it, and if you like it, you go for it. And if you want to go for a car outrightly, you want to get a new car, you might want to visit the nearest dealer near you, consult them, tell them what you want, and get your car. But you have to be very careful. Some of this car, you have to sign an agreement with them, and it's going to be like for a period of 5 years. You finance the car or you lease the car. Look at the option that pays you. Look at the amount of income you generate monthly before you opt for any of this option. In this video, I'll be linking some of these websites where you can actually look up cars if you want any. Okay, people, those are the 7 basic things that you need to get sorted out on your first week of arrival in Canada. In this video, I'll be linking down below the website that I've quoted on how to get your car, how to get your SIN number, how to get your driver's license, and the rest of it. I'll be linking it down below. Now, let's go to the next segment. Think about it. Today, guys, I'll be sharing with you a quote from Ariana Huffington. She says, "Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success." That is deep. Think about it. That means that on your way to success, you'll meet failure, but don't be deterred. Keep going for it because success is paramount. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Share this video, like this video, comment. If you have any comments, comment in the section down below. Let it be interactive. Tell me what you want, what you need to hear. Okay, and also subscribe to my channel. I beg you, subscribe to the channel. Okay, until I meet you once again, I remain one and only Emcee Bernardinho. Peace out.